Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Barnabas. I'm your layman. I will be teaching you cloud engineer. Today we'll look at what is cloud. No, you have been hearing the word cloud. What is cloud? Definition of cloud. The cloud is the delivery of computing services such as servers, storage, databases, networking, software, and analytics over the internet. That is what is called a cloud. Instead of running them on your physical ground, that is, whereby you start building data center on your own, then you can come to cloud to purchase or to rent those servers, storage, databases, networking, software, and all other resources or services that can be found in the cloud. There are so many, so many. That's what cloud is all about. That is when you uh, go to cloud and rent some services. When you rent some services, that is that is cloud. That is when you put your data, put them in the trust of those that provide a cloud. We call them the service providers. Call them service providers. So the key point in this definition, we have deliver via the internet. That is, we need internet for cloud to function. That is, not you don't have to have store or manage your old devices. Then the second one is on-demand access. You can use it anytime, anywhere. That is, you are at home, you are traveling, you are in US, Canada, UK, Nigeria, any part of the world, you can have access to your resources, especially your server. Let's say, for example, a company that has that has branches all over the place. Maybe, for example, you have in Abuja, maybe a branch in Abuja, Kano, Delta, Edo, Lagos, Port Harcourt, different places, even part of the West Africa, even any part of the world, and you have a server. And those days, what we used to do, one of the company that I manage, we put the server in our head office. Then that time there was no internet. What we now we did the what we call point to point. That is, each that was in Lagos, each branch of the office have to connect to the head office using the point to point. So it was so difficult. And that time, whenever there is a high rising building, then it will now cut off the point. So then that time, that branch that is affected will not able to access to head office. But now, no matter how tall the building is, you can no longer block your site of as a site of access or point to point access. So what it means that when I say point to point, you have a device in the branch office, then you have another device in the head office. Then they will be pointing each other. Then, if by any reason, then a building decide to rise up, I decide to build maybe a high tower and block the point to point, meaning there will not be service again. So service will not be there, and also latency meaning the the time it takes for you to have access to head office. So it was very high. Was very high. But today you can see that with a point, provided you have a good internet access, becomes easy because high rise building will no longer cover your point to point, and or will no longer cover your database in the cloud. So you can have access to it. Then share resources. Many people or organizations use the same infrastructure, so I don't have to have one server in branch A, another server branch B, just like that. So everybody share the same resources. Then pay as you go. No, when you don't use it, you don't pay. They don't charge you. When you don't use it, they don't charge you. That is the beauty of the cloud. So it's cheaper. So let's say for example, instead of me putting my server in my office, then provide the internet access to it, I will have to get a power, that is energy supply. I will have to get a server, physical server, and I will have to get so many things for that thing to work. Let's say, for example, I'm selling a shirt or e-commerce. Then I don't want to host it in the cloud. Then I want to host it myself, put the server in my room or in my central office. You know, it will cost me a lot. Whether I use it, I don't use it. It means I will provide the electricity, I will provide security, I will provide so many things. So to save you all those stress, you just put the server in the cloud. Everybody can just have access to it. No, what you all need is that one, buying a server is already out of it. Then energy, you don't bother about energy. So before you know it, you are cutting down your expenses in getting a server. So pay as you go is very very important. Then moving forward, we was moving forward when you want to get certified. That is, you want uh, the world industry to trust you that yes, you can do this. That is, you can support Google Cloud. Mind you, when you have this, you can do any other cloud. That is, it could be AWS and Azure. So we have different certification that you can take, you know, when you go through this course. As I said, it's a long journey. You know, when you want to become a cloud engineer, anybody can be, irrespective of where your background. Come from science, come from social science, you know, anybody can become a cloud engineer. It does not require science, you know. You just click and click, and with little, especially with ChatGPT, those codes, you know, can be generated. What you just need to know, understand the concept of the cloud. Once you understand the concept, you know what to do. You know, knowing what to do as an engineer is the first thing. The other things can follow. So these are different certification of a cloud. We have I think the first one here is supposed to be cloud associate. Cloud associate. So we have data engineering, we have a cloud architect, we have a cloud developer, we have a cloud uh, DevOps engineering, and this one I'm actually interested in. Okay, this one. So I'm very important. We also have a crowd there. All these are important. All these are important. They have no one that is not important. We have a crowd security engineer. Or we have a collaboration engineer. We have a crowd network engineer. The starting point is the crowd. It's on here is the crowd associate. That's the starting point. That's what we are doing. Crowd associate. Then after that, then you can do this. If you are a network person, you can do this. If you're a security person, you can do this. This very one too. Whoever that does, anybody that can do this can still do this also. Then we also have a. You can move straight to this place. You can move straight to this place as a DevOps. Okay, these are different certifications there are many of them. You can Google it. There are many of the certifications that are available in Google certification. As you can see, when you say GCP, meaning Google Cloud Platform. Google Cloud Platform. So these are the when you create your account. Of course, you need your account to do this course. And Google was so kind that they gave us a free account. Free account. Okay, so you can see you have a zero. Okay, no, you don't get paid. That is when you are starting this course. You don't get paid. Okay, GCP is just it's free. It's a free trial, and they will not give you credit of $300. The reason is that for that 3 months, okay, for that 3 months, it means you are not paying anything. Okay, so each time you consume resources that you are supposed to be, they're supposed to charge you, instead of you pay from your pocket, then they will not remove it from your free account that has $300. So that's the reason you can create resources while you are learning or while you are staying under these periods as a 3 months period of trial. Okay, then that is it. Registration is free. Okay, then the language, we have so many languages and others. Okay, you have an exam. This is the cost of the exam of we want to take the exam. This is the cost, $200. It's very, very important you work towards it. Then it can be in English, Japanese, and other languages. Okay. Then the exam format is multiple choice and multiple select. Okay. And there are many resources you can use to pass your exam. It's very, very easy because when you have the certification, then it's easy for you to prove yourself that yes, you know this. This is very, very important. Not just knowing it. Some people go and write the exam without knowing it. You have to know it. That's why I say subscribe to my video channel, to my YouTube channel, and follow me. And this is a journey I want us to do to complete. You can always ask me a question. No, ask me a question. Send me email. No, chat me up through WhatsApp, and I'm ready to answer you. As I said, this is a free course. So this is how Google arrange their resources in a hierarchy in orders. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see it very clear. You can see we have a company. Okay, the company, that is an organization. That's the first top of this hierarchy. Hierarchy meaning how the Google platform is being arranged from the top to the bottom. We have organization. Then after organization, we now have a folder. Okay, these are folder, different folder. Okay, for example, you can have a department S, department Y, and share the infrastructure. Probably this one will be for everybody. Then coming down, we now have a team. Under department Y, we have a team. This one can also have so many things also. So many teams. Okay, and also this too. Anybody that belong to this will have access to this area. This also serve as security also. Serve as a security for this organization or company. Then you can see the arrangement of this. You may not understand when we go there. When we go to the Google console, you will be able to understand what I'm saying. So after folders, we now have a project. Project meaning, for example, you have a development project, or have a test project, or have a production a project. Okay, this is a production, which is a folder. So this will be under this folder, just like your normal folder, the normal computer. Whereby you create a folder, then you now have a sub. Okay, then you now have a file under that folder. Then inside that file, you now have as a content. Okay, that's how this one look like. So you have a project, then you have resources. Okay, resources could be it could be tagged as content, okay, of this very project. Okay, project could be a sub a folder inside this folder. Okay, while the organization is it could be the root directory. Okay, the root directory is your first folder. Okay, so then in Google there is what we call IAM and roles. That is that's what we call IAM and roles. Identity access management. Identity access management. Then one also have a roles. Okay, what are roles in GCP? That's a Google Cloud platform. Roles are collections of permission in Google Cloud. It's a collection of permission. Instead of creating a different assets, you create one as a you now have so many assets. Okay, you now have so many assets or permission inside one role. For example, you could say, okay, admin. Okay, then admin will now have different permissions. Instead of having like creating one permission, let's say for example, you want to create 10 permissions, meaning you want a user to have access to different things at different level. So instead of you creating it one by one, what you just do, you now create a role and put those permissions under a name called admin. So admin now become a permission. When you expand the admin, you now say different permissions, what you can do. Okay, permission could be, okay, this fellow should be able to create a VM as a virtual machine, should be able to access folders, should be able to access a storage. So many things, so many permission. Okay, then they define what an action or a user service account can perform. That is a permission. Okay, used in identity and access management to grant access. That is what roles does. Types of role in the GCP, we have a owner. Owner, of course, is the baba of all. The owner, that's the landlord, and he has a full control over resources. So he decides who to give permission to. So when you are when system administrator make you owner of a project, meaning you can take control over that project. You can also give other people. Now have editor, read, modify resources. Meaning this one can read, can also modify. Okay, you can read, can also, but it cannot create. You can read and modify, but it cannot create. Then viewer, okay, for public. This is normally used for the public. All the content you see on the internet, okay, normally come as a viewer role. So when you give your resources or your database, probably editor, means you want people to modify your content. Probably if it's an e-commerce database, it means people can just go there and remove whatever you put there or change the prices. That would be terrible. So then we now have a types of machine. We have a machine family. When we are creating resources, the first thing that comes to your mind is machine. That is a computer. Okay, computer. So we call them virtual machine, or we call them instance. Instance. Either you call it a computer, or you call it an instance, or you call it a virtual machine. Okay. Then in AWS, we call it EC2. EC2. As a E represents elastic, then a C cloud, then under C again, then compute. That's why you call it EC2. I tell you, see that two. You're like those days when you are doing chemistry, you have a O2, meaning you have a 2O. Okay. Also with Google, so it's represented as a EC2. That is Amazon. Talking about Amazon, but for Google, we call it instance or computer engine. So different name, just different name, but they do the same thing. Then we have a machine family and a machine type. Okay, let us see the difference. Machine family and machine type. This is a general purpose. Maybe you want to host a server, business apps, dev. Okay, this is what you choose. Okay, I will show you when we'll be creating a server in our next session. I will show you that. Then we now have a optimized, compute optimized. This one like gaming. Maybe you want to a developer who has developed a game. Many people will be playing that game and it require high memory, high CPU, graphics, and other things that will make the game to work well. So you can choose this very one, compute optimize. And as an engineer, you must know how to make a cost. You cannot just create any resources anyhow because it's expensive. No, all these are very expensive. For example, the cost of this different from the cost of this. Okay, let's say for example I want to host a web. Then I'm not going to create this computer optimize. That will not be too good. You could be sacked immediately. So that's why you have to know what to create. Okay, what to create. So for server, maybe web server or maybe your business apps and all that. Okay, this should be okay. General purpose. Okay, then when we talk about gaming, okay, gaming, then this is okay. Okay, high performance computing, scientific modeling. Okay, then you go this. Then for this memory optimize, this where you large maybe a very large load. Okay, very large load. That's why I wonder why a company or uh, a country that want to handle maybe big resources. Let's say, for example, Nigeria want everybody to register now. There should be any reason why the server should be slow. No, there should not be any reason because there are so many types of server that you could deploy. The problem is that they want to get the resources by themselves. They want to build the structure by themselves. Probably they are afraid of security of the server. So because of that, you find out that let's say for example, I purchase a server that come with maybe uh, maybe 64 gig of RAM, then maybe 2 terabytes of hard drive. Then probably I was expecting maybe few people to access it. Then suddenly I'm start having multiple people accessing that same server. What will not happen? The resources you have will not get consumed. Resources meaning when I say resources, I'm talking about RAM, hard drive, okay, CPU, graphics, and other things. Okay, will not get consumed. Then the server will not hang. That's why I now say that the server is busy. Okay, but when you are in the cloud, there are so many resources you can deploy. The good thing is that we'll come to that. The good thing is that let's say for example I choose C2, which is also very I say which is a computer optimized. Okay, let's say I choose C2 and suddenly then the people accessing the server has increased. I can do it such a way that this C2 will duplicate. That is, it will upgrade to a higher level automatically. Okay, user will not even notice any down time. Okay, it will automatically scale up. That's what it's called scaling. Okay, you don't notice it both in RAM in the space hard disk space and others automatically scale up. So that is this. These are different names. These are different names. We have optimized M1, M2. These are different sizes of a hard of a computer. Okay, we have an accelerator, the optimized. Okay, this for mainly for AI. Okay, it's mainly for AI. That's why you see that Nvidia is really the world. That's a graphic man, Nvidia, because of the advent of AI. Because it require a heavy graphics, okay, to work to process the AI or any modeling in AI require high graphics. Then we now have a machine type. Okay, these are different machine type. Okay, machine type is the specific size or configuration of CPU and memory within the family. Okay, so how do you know? Look at it. C2. Okay, this one represent the family, the machine family. This one E2. Okay, represent the family. Then why all this? Why all this represent the the machine type? Like I said, this macro. Okay, which is this? Okay, when you look at it, each time you see this from micro, this is the type of a machine of the machine family. Okay, this machine type. White one is the machine family. Okay, you can see. It's an example. And if I choose E2, there are different sizes. Okay, having this very one, just 1 gig, up to 32 gigabyte of RAM. Or you have this also. Okay, you can have more. As long as you see it when you are actually want to build your computer. Then you now have a family category. You have a general purpose, compute memory, as we said just now. Okay. Then the types we now have a number of CPU plus memory. How many number of CPU? For example, you have you have this. Okay. Then this one has what? Has how many CPU? This one has two CPU. You have this two CPU also. This is four CPU. This is 16 CPU. Okay, it means this one is higher despite the RAM of this. Okay, it's 30 it's 32 gigabytes. Okay, this is still higher, having about 16 virtual CPU. This will represent a virtual. Okay, so today what have we done? We try to know the meaning of a cloud certification that you can take, and we now go further to explain a different type of how Google arrange their resources in the cloud. Then we now talk about IAM, that is the access, this work control, because you can be you can be employed to be doing this role alone in the company. IAM, that will be just be your area of specialization. There are so many roles as an engineer or as a cloud person can take. Let me remove the work engineer. Start putting engineer. People say that it's for science. No, there are so many roles. Even as a lawyer or as a human resources manager, this could be your role. Okay, of course, this area you should know IAM roles. That is ability to know different security, different access, how to grant access to each request, okay, being made by the probably by the branch by the managers and others. Okay, so this could be done at the HR level, at human resources level, granting access to users. So you have to know this as a human resources manager. That is a IAM stroke roles. That could be your area of specialization. You can see there are so many things you can do. So I want to thank you. My name once again is Barnabas Amioleme. I will be taking you through this journey. I hope you will subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can also activate your notification each time I pop up a new video you will see it because it's not easy. I normally do my video every weekend because of a tight schedule. Thank you for listening and viewing.